Hey guys, Matt here. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing really well, and welcome to this next installment of my short lick series. So if you caught the last video, you'll be aware that I came up with a lick that was quite a long lick, and I decided to break it down and spread it across 2 different videos. So this video is that second part of the lick where I go a little bit further up the fretboard, as you saw me do at the start of the video. So before we get into the tutorial part of the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon for notifications on future videos, and comment below, as all these little things will help me to grow the channel and also help me to continue creating content as well. Let's get into the tutorial. So it's worth pointing out that this lick is very similar to the lick we did in the last video in terms of technique. We're going to be using 6 tuplets. We're going to be hammering on all the way to the 1st string and then pulling off back up to the 5th string. And we're going to be using the same picking direction as well. So down all the way to the 1st string and then back up as we come back to the 5th string. So the second half of this track is played over an A chord. And we're going to be outlining a lot of the chord tones in this lick, as well as some really nice extensions like the major 7th, the 9th, and also the sharp 11. So the lick starts on the 12th fret of the 5th string, and we're going to use the 1st finger on fret 12 and then hammer on to fret 14 with the 3rd finger, and those notes are A to B, so that's the root to the 9th. Okay, moving on to the 4th string, we're going to grab the 13th fret. I'm using the 1st finger for this, and then I'm going to hammer on to the 14th fret with the middle finger. So that's D sharp to E. So D sharp in relation to A is a sharp 4 or a sharp 11, and then we're jumping to E, which is the 5th. Then we're going to grab the 3rd string using the same frets as we did on the 4th string, so fret 13 and then hammer on to 14. So that's G sharp to A, so that's the major 7th and then back to the root note. So far we have this. Now you could, if you wanted to, use the middle finger to your 3rd finger for the 4th and the 3rd string, which would be like this. So it's entirely up to you, whatever feels more comfortable. I jump to the 1st finger, but have a play around with it and see what works best for you. Okay, so moving on to the 2nd string, we're going to grab fret 12 with the 1st finger, so that's B, so that's introducing the 9th again, and then we're going to hammer on with the little finger all the way up to fret 16, which will give us that sharp 4 or sharp 11 again. And then we're going to do the same thing on string number 1, so fret 12 and then hammer on to fret 16. So that's E on fret 12 and then G sharp on fret 16, which will give us the major 7th. So far the lick will sound like this up to string 1. Alright, and then when we get to that little finger, we're going to do the same thing like we did in the previous video. We're going to pull off back to the 1st finger with that little finger. And now we're going to move on to the 2nd string, and this is where we're introducing the upward picking direction. So fret 16 back down to fret 12. And then on the 3rd string, we're going to grab that 14th fret on the 3rd string, drop down to fret 13. And I'm using the middle finger to 1st finger for this, but you can use your 3rd to 2nd if you want to. Same frets on the 4th string, so 14 down to 13. And then back onto the 5th string where we grab 14 and pull off down to 12. Alright, and after we've got back to fret 12, we're going to hammer on back to the 3rd finger on the 14th fret. And then we're going to drop down onto the 4th string, fret 13 with a down pick. I'm using the 1st finger for that one. And then we're going to finish off by jumping onto the 3rd string, fret 14, again with a down pick. And I'm using the middle finger for that last note. So the first part of that phrase will now sound like this. second part of this phrase is going to be exactly the same with the hammer-ons ascending and the pull-offs descending. And when we go back to the 5th string, we're just going to end it ever so slightly differently. So we pull off back to the 12th fret, we're going to hammer on back to 14 like we did before, but then pull off back to 12 again and then slide down to 11. So just on the 5th string at the end, that will sound like this. So pull off. So if I play that alternative ending with the rest of the phrase, that will sound like this. So that brings us to the end of that lick, and really all that's left to mention with that is just to pay real close attention to the feel of that rhythm, because it's only 2 notes per string for most of it. So getting that 6 tuplet feel can be quite challenging, so just practice it nice and slow and build up that momentum with the 6 tuplets, and then before you know it, you'll be playing along with that backing track in no time. So I've chucked the backing music at the end of the video so you can jam over the top of it. Slow it down if you need to, use that settings tab and you can change the playback speed. Find a tempo that works really well for you, or you can play around the rhythm and come up with your own ideas as well. Let me know in the comments section below if you've tried the lick and how you're getting on. As always guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications on all my future videos, and of course comment below, and all these little things will really help me to grow the channel and will really help me to continue creating content. So until next time guys, take care and I'll see you in the next video.